Greetings. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we give Him praise and thanks for His goodness and His mercy to the human family. The greatest of His goodness and the most magnificent of His mercy is His guidance that He sends to the human family through the mouths and example of His messengers of God. We thank Him for Moses and the Torah. We thank Him for Jesus and the Gospel. We thank Him for Muhammad and the Holy Quran. Peace be upon these worthy servants of God and all of those messengers and prophets that God has sent to every nation and every people, bringing to them His guidance. I am a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his national representative of the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. I further bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his messenger and exalted Christ, and that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan are their divine reminder and warner in our midst. I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. We say it in Hebrew, Shalom Aleichem. We say it in Arabic as Assalamu Alaikum, and we say it in English, peace be unto you. The appropriate reply would be Wa Alaikum Salam, which simply means, and unto you be peace. Jesus often extended the greetings of peace whenever He was in the midst of His disciples. The Final Call newspaper is our #1 ministry, and to learn more, please visit finalcall.com or www.digitalfinalcall.com. This is the latest issue of the Final Call newspaper, okay? It is entitled, "The Divine Destruction of America, Can She Avert It?" Divine destruction. And as we are currently seeing, based on the weather, hurricanes, tornadoes that is ripping across America, Allah, God's divine judgment is definitely taking place, okay? So again, the #1 ministry is the Final Call newspaper. To learn more, please visit www.finalcall.com or call 866-602-1230, extension 200. To watch a live broadcast every Sunday, visit www.noi.org/webcast, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. To learn more about the Economic Blueprint, visit economicblueprint.org. The Time and What Must Be Done is a 52-week lecture series by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, informing us of Bible prophecy relative to current events as we are currently witnessing what is happening across the globe, nationally, internationally, and locally. To view all the lecture series, please visit www.noi.org/The Time. Today, our dialogue is going to be on the subject matter of understanding white supremacy and racism. Neely Fuller says the system of white supremacy and racism is the most powerful force by and among the people of the known universe, okay? And then also, we have Dr. Frances Cress Wilsing, who is going to share with us her take on white supremacy and racism. And before we get to that, I want to share some brief definitions of what white supremacy and racism is. These are not my definitions. There was a workshop that was done, and these definitions were discussed at this workshop. White supremacy is a historically based, institutionally perpetuated system of exploitation and oppression of continents, nations, and people of color by white people and nations of the European continent for the purpose of maintaining and defending a system of wealth, power, and privilege. A racist is one who is both privileged and socialized on the basis of race by a white supremacist racist system. The term applies to all white people in and of European descent, living in the United States regardless of class, gender, religion, culture, or sexuality. By this definition, people of color cannot be racist because people of color within the United States system of racism and white supremacy do not have the power to back up their prejudice, hostilities, or acts of discrimination. And people of color cannot be racist because they're not privileged, they have no power, and they are not in control of anything. So with that being said, we're going to listen to what Dr. Neely Fuller has to say, or not doctor, Brother Neely Fuller. He is unlettered, but very much educated in the field of white supremacy and racism. So we're going to go listen to what Neely Fuller and Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. But before we go to that, let me thank you in advance for tuning in to The Sure Truth that airs every Monday, 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Stay tuned for more Pasadena Media Community Access programming, great programming on every subject matter level of entertainment that you desire. So again, thank you for your time and thank you for attention. And may the Creator bless us with the light of understanding. At this time, we're going to listen to Neely Fuller and Dr. Frances Cress Wilson.
Please define the term white supremacy.
White supremacy just means a system set up by white people who believe that the entire universe should be dominated by people who are classified as white, and that all of the activities of the people that they classify as non-white will be subject to them and harmed by them for their satisfaction in all areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war, forever. That's what white supremacy is. It's the most powerful political concept ever thought of. No tribal concept has ever been as powerful as that idea. That you can go all over the universe and just on one criteria alone, regardless of language, regardless of anything, just say, if you are a non-white person, you come under my thumb automatically. Just on that alone. Doesn't make any difference about what your aspirations are, or how long you have been around, or how much land you have occupied, and how long you've been in that particular place, whether you're a person on the mountaintop, or a person in the valley, or a person by the river. If you are non-white, and I am white, I will always, forever, tell you what to do to my satisfaction. That is what white supremacy means. And as long as the black people have been subject to it, they have not understood that concept at all. You say black, you're talking about people of all. Tan is black. Yellow is black. The only so-called color is really a non-color, and that is white, in a political sense. That's why they call the non-white people colored people, and are people of color. So in a way of speaking, you can say that the white people are people who are colorless.
Okay.
Having less color or no color. So you have to, in a way of speaking, say that white is not a color. But this is the kind of nonsense that the white supremacists dreamed up when they set up their system. And it causes confusion among the victims, but it doesn't cause confusion among them, because they make it whatever they want to make it. That's the magic or the science of being a white supremacist. You can make things.
Human life, the paleontologists and anthropologists, for the most part, all agree. Human life began in Africa. The first human beings, I'm not talking about apes, I'm talking about human beings, were black people. Black people are the mothers and fathers of everybody on this planet. The black church. The system of racism is carried out in the 9 areas of people activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Let's just talk about sex.
Okay.
Since we were brought over here in chains and enslaved, we have been programmed to breed and stud. And to produce offspring, not that are to be educated, but offspring that are to be further enslaved. And so as long as people are playing with sex, which is what we're programmed to do, looking at black entertainment television that is not owned by black people, and to produce children that we're not able to take care of, that are going to be angry, that are going to be unemployed, that are going to be selling drugs, and then you shunt them right into the concentration camps that are called prison industrial complex. So until we see, it's like why I started out. The system of racism, consciously, subconsciously, was designed by people who classify themselves as white. They don't classify themselves as Euro-Americans. They classify themselves based on their skin color. And the white skin condition is a genetic recessive condition. Black is a genetic dominant trait.
Right.
So he comes out looking black, as any combination of white plus black. White plus color is always going to produce a colored person. 9/10 of the people in the world are colored people. 1/10 of the people in the world are white-skinned people. The white people, once they circumnavigated the globe and found out they were on a planet where the overwhelming majority of people were people with skin color that could genetically annihilate skin whiteness. So they made up their minds, wait a minute, on this particular planet, we have to control all these people of color so that we will not genetically disappear. I don't know if you saw the program on CNN, Anderson Cooper.
When he was over in Haiti?
No, when he was talking to little white children, 3 years old, 5 years old, and showing them pictures, little cartoon, but nice cartoon pictures, about 6 little cartoon pictures of faces of other children.
Oh, yes, I did. The ones they thought was evil.
From white to black.
And the evil kids was the children was the black children.
The system is teaching this, and this is what we have to understand, not wasting any time hating white people. It's just like if you wanted to play chess, you wouldn't hate your opponent, you would learn the game.
That's right.
And so turning children into homosexuals, if a system is about its genetic survival, one of the strategies it might employ is if black women are having sex with each other and black men are having sex with each other, they are not reproducing their kind. They are engaging in the antithesis of self-reproduction. And this is being taught, or whether it's in the water, they've already discussed chemicals that are in the water that cause males to become feminized.
Oh, my goodness.
Male fish, male amphibians. See, we have to begin to read. First of all, if you're overwhelmed by guns and weapons,
right,
you see, and you have to struggle to stay alive, and if you don't learn this religion, you're going to be beaten. If you don't accept this God, you're going to be beaten. And so if a system that is worried about its genetic survival knows that there are chemicals that will turn men into women or effeminize their behavior, cause them to be attracted to each other, would they deploy it? The answer is yes. Did I not set up gangs to fight each other? The Crips and the Stones, or whatever they're called, the Crips and the Bloods. All of this is being done as a method of controlling a population that is viewed as being a genetic threat.
Father Fry, and when they wanted, the University of Chicago wanted to take over Woodlawn, they got the gangs fighting, the Blackstones and all of them, and they went into the basement. I always remember back there in the 60s, went into the basement of the church where the Blackstone Rangers was meeting, and Father Fry, the white priest, was giving them their guns. That white minister was giving them their guns, and they were shooting up each other. So you're absolutely right. In terms of CHA, all over the country, your inner cities, whites are moving back to the city, and they're taking over these prime places where you had your transportation, your schools, you had transportation, you had parks, you had all of the things.
Counter it, not by telling white people what they need to stop doing to us, but what we need to do on the black side of the chessboard to checkmate racism, white supremacy, and replace it with a system of justice. But we want somebody to hand it to us. When a man is unemployed and he cannot be a husband and he cannot be a father, then he makes children, and then the system says, if you don't pay child support, where are you going? You're going into the prison concentration camp, locking up the black genetic material. So what we have to try to understand, but it's hard and it's painful, understand what we must understand, and therefore what we must do. Somebody brought up the Willie Lynch letter,
yes.
And if that letter has any authenticity, what it was talking about was how a small number of slave masters on a plantation can teach and program the larger number of enslaved black people to fight, to make differences, to hate each other, and so they're so busy hating each other that the few people in the big house are in control. Mm-hmm. And what is the role of self-hatred in terms of economic unity? People who hate each other are not going to cooperate with each other. People who hate each other will think it's legitimate to go into a business and then start stealing from one. And if we as black people decide that we are going to respect ourselves. And this is one of the things that has happened to black people in the 500 years of our oppression, including the phase of slavery, formal slavery, is that black self-respect has been completely annihilated. And so, we say, okay, I forgive, and then we take the pain and frustration out on each other. It's just like in South Africa, truth and reconciliation. So the people who brutalize black people are allowed to go unpunished. But the pain that is inside of black people goes out towards one another, and the system of racism, white supremacy, continues. So I am making the recommendation for black people's mental health that black people take the position that all of these things that we are dealing with, the killing of black men every week, every other day, the incarceration of black men, the unjust sentencing, gentrification, the removal of black people from urban centers across this country, that all of this is the face of racism, white supremacy. And black people have to take the position, we're not going to be in the position of saying we forgive. No, what we're going to insist upon is, number one, that racism, white supremacy as a total system structure be recognized. And number two, when that system has been brought to an end and replaced with a system of justice, then the consideration of forgiveness, if that won't even be in order, because the system of injustice will have been removed and a system of justice established. Now, that's my position as a black psychiatrist, and I would say that I'm certainly recommending that as important for black people's mental health in this system, that the foundation of the position is that we are going to have respect for ourselves second to none. And instead of denying and making apologies for the system of racism, white supremacy, that we are going to hold people who classify themselves as white, because the only reason for the white classification is to take advantage of the established and structured system of racism, white supremacy, and that we are going to hold people who classify themselves as white responsible. We're not going to spend any time hating white people, but we are going to hold every person who classifies him or herself as white responsible for changing the system. If they want to take a position that they're not racist, well, then stop the people who classify themselves as white who are. Don't come and join black people. Take the John Brown position and stop the people who are engaging in the practice of racism, white supremacy. And, you know, that's not just calling somebody nigger or the N-word if you want to play euphemisms. But no, the system of racism, as stated by Neely Fuller, functions in all areas of people activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war.
Should black people join? See, I want to be very specific on what that question was. Should black people join with white people to do what?
To address the wrongs that are being done to all people by these elitists and globalists.
Oh, the white people of the planet don't need to join with black people to do anything.
True.
Because if you're white, all you have to do is just talk to your neighbors. You don't have to talk to a black person about anything at all. And I've told white people that. White people that I've talked to. I said, you don't need to talk to me about anything. What do I know? I'm not doing anything. I'm not in control of anything. You don't need to talk to me about anything. You need to talk to your neighbors, your white neighbors, the people that you go hunting and fishing with. That will change the world instantly. Just that alone. Get them on the page with you. And when I wake up in the morning, all problems are solved because you will have solved them yesterday talking to your fishing buddies. That's the way that's done. And everybody who's listening to my voice now all over the world can say that because that's how it would get done. Let's look at the logic of it. If a white person is talking to me, and many white people do come among black people and say, I sympathize with you people. I can see your misery. I'm photographing your misery. I'll even, ride the bus with you and share your misery. Okay? And, yes, it is miserable, and it is awful, and the situation is terrible. And we need to all join hands, like Martin Luther King said, and sing the old Negro spiritual. And I'll come into your church and help you do that. But no, that's one way of doing it, but that's the long way around. Because after you get through talking to me for 40 days and 40 nights, or 40 years, or 400 years, or whatever the number is, you still got to go and talk to your next door neighbor who is right over there with you, the people right there in your house you can start with if you're white. That's the way out of that. See, the white supremacists, they always do a little safari and come among black people and hand out a little, a few cases of medicine, and everybody at the end of the day in the African sunset, they hold hands, and the white lady runs out, in her jungle gym uniform, and holds hands with black people and say, oh, I sympathize with you. Oh, let's all pray together that this world will change.
and then get on that plane and fly right back to that mansion somewhere in the hills of Arizona and have cups of tea and talk about the great things that they did during the summer, helping the people who are downtrodden in Uganda. Enough already. Don't go anywhere. Talk to the people who are right there pushing the buttons on Wall Street deals. And they're all white. Talk to them. Talk to the people in the big buildings in London and Paris. One white person talking to another. Hey, let's figure out a way to stop this system that we have of racism. Let's get out of the business of racism and get into the business of justice. How about that? Let's get serious about it and stop giving it lip service and stop these charity movements all over the world where we go and sing songs and pray and kneel down with black people in the mud for a few months and then brush ourselves off and disappear. Let's stop this. Let's stop this charade. Let's stop this hypocrisy, because that's what we're doing. We're just making ourselves feel good, and we're not helping at all. We need to put these people right where they need to be, and that is on an even playing field with us, and then stop playing really, and start working toward producing the type of world that we're supposed to have and become universal men and universal women.
I leave you as I came before you with the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of our ancestors of Assalamu alaikum.